First, shall we begin, Father? Father?
Okay, ready.
We'll begin, Father.
Yeah. Ready.
Yes, Father. Respected Reverend Dr. Henry Jerome, Rector, St. Xavier's Institutions. Respected Reverend Dr. Alphonse Manikam, Secretary, St. Xavier's College, Palangote. Respected Reverend Dr. Mariadas, Principal of St. Xavier's College, Palangote. Reverend Fathers, respected professors, and my dear students, respected resource person, Dr. Satish Krishnamurti. Good afternoon to you one and all. Today, we have a special talk on the topic Igniting Young Minds, Science and Technology, Policy and Entrepreneurship, delivered by Dr. Satish Krishnamurti. At this juncture, I invite Ms. Griflin of Second MSc Mathematics to lead us into prayer. Over to Ms. Griflin.
Prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you that you are gracious and compassionate. We glorify you for the countless ways you have blessed us. Lord, thank you for allowing us to gather here today for this meeting. We thank you for all the blessings and happiness you have bestowed on us. Dear God, we offer everything to you during this seminar. We pray that you bless all the committees in charge, that they fulfill their task responsibly. Your generous blessing would mean the success of this seminar. Bless this meeting today, all those present here. May we be filled with the fullness of God. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Griflin.
Thank you, sir.
Respected Reverend Fathers, respected professors, dear students, today we have a special talk on igniting young minds through science, technology, policy, and entrepreneurship by Professor Dr. Satish Krishnamurti from United Kingdom. I welcome Reverend Dr. Henry Jerome, Rector of St. Xavier's Institutions, Reverend Dr. Alphonse Manikam, Secretary, St. Xavier's College, Palangote, Reverend Dr. Mariadas, Principal, St. Xavier's College, Palangote, and all fathers, Reverend Fathers, and all professors, and my dear students. Now, I invite Reverend Dr. Mariadas, Principal, St. Xavier's College, Palangote, to inaugurate this special session.
Thank you, Professor. Am I audible?
Yes, Father.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Lukswamy, for giving this opportunity. Reverend for Rector, Reverend for Secretary, Dr. Satish, the resource person for this wonderful afternoon session, and respected professors, and my dear students, good afternoon to you all. I'm very happy to share with you in the beginning itself, as we are going to have this motivational program in igniting young minds through science, technology, policy, and entrepreneurship. Maybe if you put it step, it is given just thought step. S stands for science, T for technology, E for entrepreneurship, and P for policy. So the person, Dr. Satish, is very much interested, and I think on behalf of all of you, I should thank him for his availability. Whenever we approach him, he very happily accepts all our invitations, and he shares what he has, is sharing with us. Though he is very far from us physically, he is ready to motivate, ready to enlighten, ready to encourage all of us through sharing of his own resources, his experiences. Therefore, I would like to thank him on behalf of you all, the very beginning itself, for being with us. Of course, we are all in the afternoon around 2:30. He is around 10:30 now in the morning. And thank you very much, sir, for being with us, to enlighten us, to motivate us today. My dear students, please make use of this kind of opportunity for your life, because it is going to help us in the long run in many ways. Sometimes you may not like the regular classes, but organizations or programs or motivation lectures of this type will definitely help you. You will remember such talks forever. We are all shaped by various things in our life. Many persons shape us. நாம் பல மனிதர்களால் உருவாக்கப்படுகிறோம், பல சூழ்நிலைகளால் உருவாக்கப்படுகிறோம். நாம் வாசிக்கின்ற புத்தகங்களால் நாம் உருவாக்கப்படுகிறோம், நம்முடைய பெற்றோர்களால் நாம் உருவாக்கப்படுகிறோம், அல்லது நாம் எதிர்கொள்கின்ற சவால்கள் நம்மை உருவாக்குகின்றன. So we are shaped and molded by various things in our life. On day-to-day basis, whatever we meet with, whatever we talk, whomever we talk to, whatever we converse with each other, all these things are really shaping us. So this type of talk is also going to shape us. This type of talk is also going to motivate us for our future, especially for sustainable, for good and bright future. Therefore, my dear students, make use of this sort of opportunity. I am very happy to note that already 207 students have joined now. I'm sure some of them are in the YouTube loop, and I welcome all of you. I'm sure all of you are keeping fine, especially you and your family members. Please take care of your health. May God bless all of us so that we enjoy good health in this pandemic situation. And I'm sure all of us are experiencing lots of difficulties. God is with us, and all the professors are helping us, and we are all at your disposal. Therefore, be in touch with the professors, especially our HOD. Be in touch with us so that we'll be able to meet some of your needs, if not all the needs, at least some of your needs. Therefore, once again, welcoming all of you to this wonderful lecture by Dr. Satish Krishnamurti. And I'm also thankful Dr. Lourdeswamy, who is organizing this one. I told him, as I said last time, we will have one motivation lecture every month, at least in one of the afternoons. So he has organized today. So I thank him and I appreciate him for the efforts. He is doing a lot. He's doing a lot because he's heading this expert committee during this pandemic situation. You students, you may not know what are the difficulties the expert committees experiencing because of various things. Every other day we get plenty of instructions, guidelines, notifications from the government, from the local level, university, all these people. And some of you are trying our level best to accommodate. We are trying our level best to make it smooth going. So therefore, understand the situation, cope up with the situation, and you make use of all these opportunities like this motivation program, and help yourself, shape yourself, mold yourself. I'm sure we'll be a better human beings in the future. Thank you very much. Once again, I extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Satish Krishnamurti, sir. Sir, hearty welcome to you.
Thank you very much, Father, for your motivating, thought-provoking, and inspiring introductory remarks for this session on igniting young minds through science, technology, policy, and entrepreneurship. Thank you very much, Father.
Thank you.
Now I invite Dr. Baby Mariatra to introduce the resource person to all our students.
Good afternoon, respected Principal Father. Good afternoon, IKC Coordinator, Sir, Professor Lourdeswamy. A very good afternoon and good morning to Dr. Satish Krishnamurti, who is waiting here for us to deliver his discussions and his views in line with science, technology, entrepreneurship, and policy. And I also greet all the faculty members, Reverend Fathers, and the students gathered here. Today we have Dr. Satish Krishnamurti, who is Professor and Chair of Energy Technology, the Open University, UK. Professor Satish Krishnamurti has over 20 years research experience in renewable energy within academia and industry. He specializes in the laser and plasma processing of renewable energy materials and chemical vapor deposition of semiconductor nanomaterials. His research is widely published with over 80 publications in scientific journals and book chapters, some with impact factor of 8 to 35 and over 7,000 citations. He is committed to the practical application and sustainability of research through commercialization of renewable energy technologies and strengthening the capacity of academics and entrepreneurs in developing countries. Professor Satish Krishnamurti has successfully assembled, led, and managed many multidisciplinary, multi-country research collaborations between UK and Ireland and Southern Hemisphere academic, NGO, and private sector partners to address the intractable global challenge of access to clean, reliable, and affordable energy. He was awarded UK India Research Excellence Award in 2016 by British Prime Minister delegation to India. He did his BSc in physics in the University of Madras in 1997. He did his MSc in University of Madras and IIT Madras collaboratively in 1999. He finished his PhD in the field of nanomaterials for energy in the University of Newcastle, UK. Professor Satish Krishnamurti leads a multidisciplinary group of scientists, engineers in the area of solar fuels, batteries, and waste to hydrogen. He also leads a remote renewable energy labs where anyone can operate anywhere in the world the renewable energy equipment such as wind turbine, solar lab, batteries, etc. He has strong collaboration with Government of India and Ministry of Science and Technology India, Ghana, and Tanzania in the area of research, energy research and technology. He has been a senior lecturer in the Open University from 2012 to 2017. He is a vice president of Indian Chamber of Youth Entrepreneurs UK from 2016. He visited NASA in 2015. He is still having that tenure as visiting scientist with NASA USA. He's a research fellow in Dublin City University from 2008 to 2012. He was research fellow in Trinity College Dublin from 2004 to 2008. He worked as a research engineer in the Center for Energy Research, Southern Petrochemical Industrial Corporation, India from 1999 to 2001. He received more than 10 international grants to the tune of multi-millions to run his lab, to establish his lab and to execute his research ideas. He has publications in the high impact journals, and he received prestigious awards like his Fellow of Institute of Material Mining and Minerals 2020. And above all, he's the Fellow of Royal Society of Chemistry. He has been expert panelist in the 15th Pravesi Bharatiya Divas by Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. He played a role in the role of Indian diaspora in capacity building for affordable solar power by Ministry for External Affairs, Government of India. And he received a DST Inspire Science Camp Fellowship to conduct an outreach program for school students in 2018. He represented UK in European Union US Frontiers of Engineering Symposia in California in 2017. He received an award, British Indian Young Scientist Award in 2017. He also received UK India Research Excellence Award, UK India Tech Summit in November 2016. He has been invited by our former president APJ Abdul Kalam to discuss nanotechnology initiatives at the president's office in 2006. He also has an honor, he represented Ireland in European Union India Research and Innovation Delegation 2012. So such an eminent and pioneer person is with us to discuss with you about the current science, technology, and entrepreneurship and policy making with you, with the young minds of St. Xavier's College. So I welcome Dr. Satish Krishnamurti to initiate the discussion. Thank you very much for your presence here, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Baby Mariatra, for your introduction about the resource person, Dr. Satish Krishnamurti. Dear professors and my dear students, Dr. Satish Krishnamurti is also the editor, chief editor of our journal. Our college is publishing 6 international journals. One of the 6 international journals is Scientia Acta Severiana. In fact, this journal was started when Reverend Dr. Alphonse Manicam, our present secretary, was the principal. In the year 2009, this journal was started for best international journal. Dr. Satish Krishnamurti is the chief editor. Once again, I welcome Dr. Satish Krishnamurti to this August gathering and deliver his lecture on igniting young minds through science, technology, policy, and entrepreneurship. Dear students, I think you will get a lot of inspiration from him. His presence itself is an inspiration. We wish that you reach this state and one day you also all of you are all of you will be in different parts of the country and you will be delivering lectures to our future students in future. With that wish and prayers, let's now begin this talk delivered by Dr. Satish Krishnamurti. Over to Dr. Satish Krishnamurti.
Everybody, I think you are able to see me. Vanakkam and Malay Vanakkam as well. And thank you so much for inviting me again. And as father, as the principal has clearly said that all these challenging times, we always need to get a fresh breath, because these are all challenging times. And these times, I always believe that challenges brings opportunities, and opportunities brings the new fresh lease of life. And அவர் சொல்லும் போது தான் எனக்கே தெரிஞ்சு இந்த ஸ்டெப்புங்கிறதே வந்ததுன்னு. Thanks for that, for igniting my mind itself. Yeah, it is a step as an acronym, very good acronym. See, that is why you need to speak to people who brings completely different perspectives. So I always believe that everybody has something in them. And this kind of step, this is a good step for me to learn and educate myself as well. So thank you for bringing that in. And thanks, Baby, for contacting me and trying to share my experiences. So it's a big introduction you gave me. I'm a really still young person and young in thoughts as well, and I'm still learning every day. But since there are quite a few students are here who are coming from different parts of society, and also they may also have aspirations to do what next, what is that, என்னதா படிக்கிறது, என்ன பண்றது, what creates me, why I need to educate myself, and what is there in the education, and am I studying in the right college, am I studying in the right university, am I did the right schooling. So the reason why when Baby contacted me what topic I want to discuss, I thought that igniting my young minds is a topic which I felt that it is needed. The reason why it is needed is lots of people are going under kind of a depression, because the social media is open to all. யார் கேட்டாலும் அது ஃபேஸ்புக்ல இருக்கு, வாட்ஸ்அப்ல எனி ஃபார்வர்ட் அதை உண்மையான நம்பி அதை பத்தி பேசிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ தெர் ஆர் திங்ஸ் விச் வி ஆர் நாட் ஏபிள் டு டைஜஸ்ட் அண்ட் ஸ்கேட்டர் and then digest and also screen it and take the relevant information. So these are all like real challenges. It is not only challenges for the children but also challenges for the adults as well as we grow up. So I thought that it would be a topic which they need to also learn. So I've touched quite a few things in my introductory, right? Schools. So in the school, university, everything is now governed, taken by social media. So it's very difficult for them to understand this, right? To answer first, I also said that it is difficult to see which is right and wrong. So when we are going into the state of mind of right or wrong or others, what is happening, what will happen is like we don't know what is right and we don't know what is wrong. So there's nobody here to tell you what is right and what is wrong. It is within you has to realize that, yeah, this is the path I need to take. Right. I will tell you why I am coming up all the beating around the bush and coming to the forward. I'm setting the scene for you. Okay. Right. I am coming from a very, very moderate family, even not in a middle class, lower middle class family. And I did all my schooling in a government school. It's not like studied in CBSE or state board or whatever, CBSE or matriculation or even good government school. When நான் பண்ண government schoolல வந்து எனக்கு டீச்சர் கூட கிடையாது sometimes. There is no teacher at all. In fact, to be honest, நான் படிச்ச ஸ்கூல்ல sometimes இந்த 8th 9th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் படிக்கும் போது என்னோட பேப்பர் நானே கரெக்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன் quarterly awfully. So it's all like you have to understand the challenges. Everything is a challenge, and how you perceive those challenge and come up is very important. I went to school without chappals, without water bottles, nothing, with one uniform, etc. So we understand those challenges. It's not that everybody has to be given everything on the plate to read, and that is where the innovation lies. That is where your burning desire lies. So I am very happy that whenever I think I met your through virtually your principal twice. I'm not sure whether I met him during my visit to your university, but he is giving you some snippets which you can quickly absorb. Okay, there are lots of information he gives. Like first you have to desire, then you deserve. So your desire has to be there, and he is telling something which last time also he told about the opportunities and challenges. I do respect him what he said. So I think you have to pick those kind of people as inspiration. It's not that I need to flatter him or anything. I don't have any hidden agenda here. It's that a message can come from anyone, and you need to really pick those messages. That is where the thing lies. Those are all the ignition points. Okay, another ignition point in my career, I just wanted to set the scene and then I will go. Another ignition point for my career is like there are books available. Say, for example, Surely You Are Joking, Mr. Feynman. It's a fantastic book. Written by Feynman, talking about the discoveries and what happened. How to keep science as science rather than going into the brain and breathing on science. There's no need to live and breathe on science, because you are science itself. Your body is science itself, because everything is biological. So that is a good book that talks about innovations in a very simple language, and that's why you are saying Surely You Are Joking, Mr. Feynman. And if you want to get further inspiration, there are other books like Wings of Fire. That's from our well-known Abdul Kalam, and he wrote, and then it is a good book. And reading books will also, at the younger age, it will also inspire you, and this inspiration will take you very long way if you are a seeker. Because நம்ம வாழ்க்கையே வந்து we are seeking. Whether you believe it or not, we are all seekers. We are seekers of many things. Many things, and that is why we are born as a human being, because because we are seeking anything and everything at any time, right? So I would advise you, I will suggest you, not advise, because advice is given by only people I can always suggest. I will suggest you to go through those books, and you will feel quite a lot of content wise you will get inspiration as well. Right. So the topic which I wanted to discuss is igniting young minds towards science, technology, enterprise, and policy. STEP. Thank you. So whenever I put this, I will put this as a step as well. It is a good step for me to learn. Right. I kind of, these kind of lectures, I would like to put it in a more of an interactive sessions. So is that okay? I don't know who is moderating the meeting today. So can I ask the moderator, is it okay if I can have like a
yes sir, yes sir,
interactive sessions all the time? Is that okay?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Yeah.
I'm Lourdes Swami. I'm only moderating.
Yeah. So may I request the participants, if they have access to the chat window, or if they wanted to raise hand, or I don't know whether there is a provision here. If there is anything, then they can comment, because I am going to ask questions. I wanted to get best out of this meeting than just me talking over it, because already they have listened to me in my lecture. I think it's about 2 weeks back. So I thought that I wanted to have an interactive sessions. Okay, let me start sharing the slides so that the questions will be visible. Right. Um, as you can clearly see from the left of the figure, that is what igniting minds from one another, communication, etc., and that has developed into new products. That's what we do actually in our group. We discuss like left, right, and center. That we discuss like anything. Okay, and I would like to thank my group for all their support. And without them, like it's very difficult for me to carry on my research. And as you can see that we are a very, very friendly group. I always feel that more the happy you are, the best you can get out of it. And that is where the whole research lies. You need to love and passion. Love and passion will energize you, and the positive energy. If you come to our group, you can see that. You can see everyone is smiling. I don't care about whether I'm a big professor or not. I just be one among them. Then only I feel that we can convey the issues. And we were able to, as Baby was suggesting, we were able to achieve things in our own way, very small things. And as I set the scene that I came from a moderate family and I grown up step by step. And I am the youngest professor to be appointed in my university itself, which is about like 120 years old university. So I'm the youngest to be appointed, and it's not that I am proud of it, but I feel that it is all because of the students. I wanted to thank them, the PhD students, to thank them, and also all the collaborators, because I always feel that working solo is different. தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல, கூடி வாழ்ந்தால் கோடி நன்மைன்னு. It is true. So I believe in partnerships, working in partnerships, and try to learn from anybody, because our life is a learning. Every day is a learning. There is nothing called pass or fail. It's all learning. That's all. You okay, வரலன்னா வரல, அதோட நல்லது இருக்கு, கண்டிப்பா இருக்கு, definitely. If you believe, you get it. So seeing is believing, Mari. Having the passion within you itself is believing. So I wanted you all students to get into that domain. That is very important. Okay. And the reason why I said youngest professor is like, you need to have some kind of aspiration. These are all things which I did not aspire, but when I started looking at it, why can't I become? Then I applied for this, and then immediately I got those 5 offers as a professor. And because getting a professor, you have to go through lecturer, because I did PhD, then I did some postdoctoral research fellow. That's where I met Baby Marietta in Dublin. And then after that, you need to be a lecturer, then a senior lecturer, reader, and professor. It's a huge graduate. Some of the people, they join as a lecturer and retire as a lecturer. Okay, அந்த மாதிரியும் இருக்குங்க. It's not like a gradual, every 5 years you got promoted. It's not like that. It is performance and other criteria you need to fulfill. So I'm happy, by God's grace, everything went well, and parents' blessings and well wishers like Lodru Swami and everyone. It's all their support is also there. It's all like we are sharing the positive energy within ourselves. Sharing energy is sharing energy will also have its own impact. Okay, right. So then we started creating a group called Nanoscale Science and Surface Engineering after all my progression. Right. So now the first interactive session starts. Let me put, why it's not transferring. Yeah. So what are all the big issues you think in India or in the entire world? Hello? Your time starts now. In 2 minutes, you can start populating it. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, is my screen is open still or no?
Yeah, it's open. We see big issues: electricity, water, food. That
Oh,
slide we are able to see.
அதுவே வந்துருச்சா? சரி, okay. So the question I asked and the answers is also there. So the big issues, I don't know how to minimize this. Else I would have put this in a different format.
Yeah, now big issues. Under big issues, we see only electricity.
Okay, so right. So you already know what are all the things. What are all the big issues are there? The big issues are nothing but electricity, water, and food. Do you agree? Or is there any other big issues you need to cover?
Dear students, you can respond through chat box, and if you want, you can raise hand. We will unmute you, and then you can unmute and then have interaction.
So I will give you another. I have my mobile here, so I will give you another 2 minutes. Okay, 2 or 3 minutes. If you can populate, and then if Professor Laddu Sami can help us, then we can coordinate. What are the other big issues you think?
Now, one student has typed COVID-19 crisis. Another professor has typed water. Sir, you can use bilingual language, Tamil and English. Both you can use, sir. Because in YouTube, there will be parents of our students. They will be listening to you.
சரிங்க கண்டிப்பா பண்றேங்க நானு. No problem at all. பண்றேன்.
Another student, Joshua 19 physics 41 has typed pollution. Another student has typed getting a job. Then another student has typed innocence. Vasanta Kumar has typed innocence. So innocence, pollution, getting a job, COVID-19 crisis, water. So all this we see in the chat box.
Waste management, right?
Yes, now it has come, waste management.
Excellent.
Then
Keep going.
Health versus disease, ecology, health versus disease.
Corruption, okay.
Poverty, corruption.
Excellent. பரவாயில்லைங்க, நல்லா போயிட்டு இருக்கு. And I'm impressed. வேற என்ன சொல்லுங்க? Big issues. நான் சொல்றது வந்து small issues சொல்லாதீங்க. Big
Child labor.
Women's safety, yeah.
Women's safety, child abuse. Education system.
Yeah, fantastic. இதான் வரலேன்னு பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தேன். Any others? So,
dear students,
so I got I finished it 2 minutes now. Okay.
Yes, sir. Illiteracy.
Yeah. Parents innocence. Yappa Sami, யார்ப்பா அது? Parents innocence, okay.
Discrimination of caste and color. Politics.
Dictators. யாரை வச்சு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காரு இவரு? Right. I think it will continue. So the main thing which I put, right? So the big issues are all these big issues which we are talking, COVID-19. So let me talk about a bit of COVID-19 because we all know what is happening in COVID-19, right? This is equivalent to Third World War. We are seriously fighting a war. Whether you believe it or not, it's a huge war. People probably, since you are in India and in your own state or a village, you may not still get the impact, or you may get the impact. But we are here feeling quite a lot of impact, particularly when we have our own people in India, our near and dears of India, Indian parents, and then children's friends, etc. There are quite a lot of people are there, and there are lots of people whose parents have died, or some of their near and dears. We are not able to go because of the war zone, because you have got to quarantine. We are fighting against a nanometer size war. So COVID-19 is a big issue, but will it affect generations to come? Yes, but nearest neighbors generations to come. But this is a, what do you call, um, uh, I won't say serendipitous. This is a surprise, was surprise given by some section of society to us, which they haven't informed. So we don't need to go and dwell into COVID-19, and that is a challenge. But if I categorize your other things, water, pollution, jobs, waste management, health versus disease, ecology, corruption, poverty, illiteracy, all the child abuse, labor, education system, it's all coming under three big issues to me: electricity, water, and food. Why I should say electricity, water, and food is a key issue. Um, Access to electricity. Electricity is important. If you have electricity, you can bring in employment. Every big bring in employment. See, say for example, people are talking about child safety, women's safety in சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. Women's safety is important. If you have electricity, or at least the people are doing crime in the during the dark period. Okay, when the sun is not there, light is not there, or so woman has to travel distances to go and do some work, and then they have to come back. That is where the thing goes up, because they don't have proper electricity at home. So you give access to electricity is important. You won't believe, actually, these are all the data which I gathered from UNDP, United Nations Development Program, and also they have their own agencies everywhere across the world. So since the discovery of light by Thomas Alva Edison, okay, until last year, until last year but one, I think, there were 2.7 billion people does not have access to electricity. 2.7 billion. That's quite a lot, and most of them are either in South Asia or Sub-Saharan. Okay, and India in South Asian, you know that the population of India is always huge. And India was one of the major country does not have, I'm talking about access to electricity. I'm not talking about access to continuous electricity. There are two different things. Okay, access to electricity in India has improved quite a lot. And the current stage, because I'm also writing quite a lot of education grants, in that the recent data says that whether it is true or not, which I don't want to debate, but the data which I gathered from UNDP is 96 to 97% of villages in India are electrified. That's a very good sign for the growth market. Okay, that will bring, electricity brings education as well. Because when I was even studying, I did not even, நான் படிக்கும் போதெல்லாம் வந்து கரண்ட் போச்சுன்னா லேண்ட்ரன் ரைட் தான் வச்சு தான் படிச்சுட்டு இருந்தேன். We did not even have, some of the times இப்போ சம்மர்லாம் கரண்டே இருக்காது. So we would be doing the lantern பழைய பெட்ரோமாஸ் லைட். அதை வச்சு தான் படிச்சுட்டு இருந்தோம் நாங்க. So people are Petromas lights are gone in other cities, major cities. So that we are talking about electricity now. So things have progressed, but still it has to grow further. Electricity is a very important thing to issue, and this issue will continue as the more the population grows. And water, electricity, water, both are it's called nexus. They call this as a nexus. This is where we are working on electricity and water, access to clean water. See, the population grows multiple times, and where are those water is going on? How do we get good quality water, and what are all the innovations needs to be done? So this is a igniting minds lecture. So that is why I wanted to put electricity. How do we produce it? Thomas Alva Edison எப்பயோ கண்டுபிடிச்சாரு. அவர் கண்டுபிடிச்சு 40-50 வருஷம் ஆச்சு. இன்னும் நம்ம வந்து ஜெனரேஷன்ஸ்ல இன்னும் நமக்கு வந்து 40-50 வருஷம் அவ்வளவு, hundreds of years. So still we are talking about access to electricity. So this is something which we need to address, and innovation needs to be done on this. So the innovation has to come. Say, for example, how innovation will come only if you have proper exposure. So somebody talked about education system. Yes, education systems needs to change. Why education system needs to change? Education system needs to change. It's not only need to give only fundamental knowledge, but fundamental and applied knowledge. The applied knowledge is not a bookish knowledge. The knowledge should be like a locally resourceable. Locally resourceable means what? So say, for example, India, or நீங்க இருக்கிறது வந்து திருநெல்வேலி தானே? I think, is it Tirunelveli? Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tirunelveli.
Tirunelveli is one of the highly vegetation land. And what can we get from the local resource to convert electricity use? Say, for example, I will tell you, the dyes coming out of beetroot juice that can act as a dye itself, and you have to put some material, photovoltaic material, and use that particular dye, you can get electricity. Okay, you can get that is a solar energy. You can demonstrate in your class itself. That is locally resourceable. How you can scale that? That innovation, that is called dye sensitized solar cells. So you sensitizing that particular dye from a beetroot juice to sensitize it. The other material is what? Another earth abundant material, titania. Titania is available quite a lot. So how you do this transformation? That is what the system has to change. Okay, that system, we can do all this when you have access to electricity, when you have access to water. So access to water is electricity, I said, water. Water is like about 3 billion people. This is still the truth. 3 billion people does not have access to clean water, and most of them are in sub-Saharan countries and South Asian countries. These two countries does not have access to clean water, and people, particularly women's safety you are talking about, the woman is traveling per day. If I take the whole sub-Saharan, etc., the woman into adding their hours in sectors, they are traveling. If I add up, say there are two women are traveling, say 3 hours to get a clean drinking water. It is true that they are traveling 3 hours in sub-Saharan countries, particularly Tanzania and Kenya, to get access to clean water. So if I include that, per day they are spending 365 hours. I'm talking about in addition to get clean water, and that water is still not sufficient. That is why there are huge malaria, etc. is happening there. And similarly, I don't know about the demography of India. There could be similar situation in other parts of India where access to clean water is also not there. And these access to clean water, when they are traveling that long, that is also have health implications, child abuse and child labor comes. Okay, and that is water. Food, if I have electricity and water, the food is also linked. Agriculture, innovation in agriculture. Okay, water. I'm going to give you some real-time examples how you can use locally resourceable material to clean water. And those are all question and answer session will start. Okay, and food agriculture is very, very, very important. And innovation in agriculture, innovation in electricity, innovation in water will also innovate the crop yield. We have simple system. Is I think the last lecture, I don't know how many of you, நீங்க எவ்வளவு பேர் வந்தீங்கன்னு எனக்கு தெரியாது. அப்போ வந்து நான் வந்து ஒரு கார்பன் இது சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தேன். இந்த மாதிரி பென்சிலை வச்சுட்டு ஹவு பீப்புள் வந்து யூசிங் பென்சில் நீங்க வந்து எப்படி நியூ மெட்டீரியல் தயாரிக்கிறதுன்னு. ஸோ ஐ வில் டெல் யூ. இப்போ கொஞ்சம் சின்ஸ் பீப்புள் கொஞ்சம் நிறைய பேர் வந்திருக்காங்க. நாங்கள் யூசிங் தமிழ் as well because உருது சுவாமி ஆல்சோ சொன்னாங்க இந்த மாதிரி மல்டிலிங்குவல் இஸ் பெட்டர்னு. ஸோ என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா உங்களுக்கு வந்து பென்சில் வந்து இட்ஸ் அ லெட் இல்லையா, அதுல இருந்து ஒரு சிங்கிள் லேயரை வெளியில எடுத்துட்டோம்னா கிராஃபைட் பென்சில். ஸோ கிராஃபைட்ல இருந்து சிங்கிள் லேயர் எடுத்தா அது பேர் கிராஃபின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஓகே, அது எப்படி பண்றாங்கன்னா இட்ஸ் வெரி சிம்பிள்ங்க. அது கெமிஸ்ட்ரிங்க, வெரி சிம்பிள் கெமிஸ்ட்ரி. நீங்க வந்து சே ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நீங்க மசாலா சாம்பார் சாப்பிட்றீங்க. சாம்பார் சாப்பிடும் போது இட்ஸ் லைக் இன்னைக்கு வந்து சாம்பார் சரியில்லைம்மா அப்படின்னா, ஆமாண்டா இது வந்து புது சாம்பார் பவுடரு அதனாலதான் சரியில்லை, இது பழசானா சரியாயிடும் அப்படிம்பாங்க. பழசுனா ஒரு 2-3 நாள்ல. எதனால அப்படி? பிகாஸ் அங்க வந்து கெமிஸ்ட்ரி சேஞ்ச் ஆகுது. நீங்க வந்து சாம்பார் பவுடர்ல வந்து என்னென்ன இது சில்லி பவுடர் போடுவீங்க, கொரியாண்டர் போடுவீங்க, தென் மிளகு போடுவீங்க, தென் இந்த மஸ்டர்ட் எல்லாத்தையும் போட்டு கிரைண்ட் பண்றீங்க. ஸோ கிரைண்ட் பண்ணும்போது என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா இட் இஸ் சாப்பிங் லேயர் பை லேயர் அவுட் ஃப்ரம் த மெட்டீரியல். அது நல்லா லேயர் பை லேயர் போயிட்டு தென் இட் ஹாஸ் டு மிக்ஸ் ஆஸ் அ காம்போசிட்ஸ். இட்ஸ் கெமிஸ்ட்ரி ஹேப்பனிங். நல்லா காம்போசிட்ஸ் ஆகி நல்லா பைண்ட் ஆகும், ஒன்னொன்னு நல்லா பைண்ட் ஆகிட்டு தென் த பவுடர் பிகம்ஸ் ரியலி நைஸ். இதே சேம் திங் தாங்க இதுலயும் ஆரம்பிக்குது. இந்த பென்சில் என்ன பண்ணுங்கன்னா, பென்சில்ல இருந்து ஒரு லேயரை நீங்க வெளியில எடுத்தீங்கன்னா அதுக்கு பேர் கிராஃபின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அந்த கிராஃபின் தான் நோபல் பிரைஸ் வின்னர் இருக்கு. ஓகே, that is the one which has got Nobel Prize, not normal prize, Nobel Prize it has got. So that means that we are coming from what is earth abundant locally resourceable material. நம்ம வந்து வெளியில எல்லாம் ரொம்பலாம் திங்க் பண்ணணும்னு இல்ல, simple thinking, keep your thinking simple, how we can transform that. That is the world's lightest material to be innovated. So how you can take that one layer. So I gave a comparison with cooking as well. எப்படி குக் பண்ணும்போது எப்படி வந்து ரைட் ப்ரொபோர்ஷன்ல போட்டு பிளெண்ட் பண்றாங்களோ, பிளெண்ட் பண்ணும்போது அந்த ஒன் லேயரா வரும் அந்த ஹோல் காம்போசிட்ஸ். அதே மாதிரி பென்சிலையும் வந்து கிரைண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணணும்னா you have to put, you won't believe the technology which we were working. Initially we were putting egg yolk போனோடனே it's like too smelly, we cannot take it. And then we started using fairy liquid. Fairy liquid ஒரு சர்ஃபாக்டன்ட். ஓகே, அந்த சர்ஃபாக்டன்ட் என்ன பண்ணும்னா இந்த வாண்டர்வால்ஸ் ஃபோர்ஸ் வந்து அழகா அப்படியே பிரிச்ச உடனே இந்த பென்சில்ல இருக்கிற லேயர் ஸ்டார்டட் பீலிங் ஆஃப். ஓகே, அந்த லேயர் பீலிங் ஆஃப் we put it into the grinder like ultrasonic bathல போடுவோம். ultrasonic bath is nothing but grinding. ஸோ அதில் கிரைண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் அல்ட்ராசானிக் பாத்ல போட்டோம்னா the layer will come out. And that particular layer is the world's lightest material, and now they are going to start using in batteries and many applications, including water treatment. Okay, so the reason why I said is the research should not only be blue sky research. Blue sky researchங்கிறது வந்து இல்ல நான் வந்து ஒரு எக்ஸ்பென்சிவ் மெட்டீரியல் எடுத்து அதை ஃபண்டமெண்டல் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ் கண்டுபிடிச்சு அதை வந்து நியூக்ளியருக்கு யூஸ் பண்றேன், இல்லைன்னா அட்மாஸ்பரிக் இதுக்கு அஸ்ட்ரானமிக்கு யூஸ் பண்றேன், அப்படி இல்லாம keep the research simple. There are many things available around us. You have to see how you can innovate this. முடியலையா உங்களால just have a good conversation with your party tata, what they have been using during the days. இது கோல்ட்லாம் வந்ததுன்னா அவங்க வந்து ஏதோ ஒரு மூலிகை பத்தி சொல்லிட்டு இருப்பாங்க. How this மூலிகை will work, there's a chemistry around it. Try to understand those chemistry that will ignite your mind. Oh, இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கா, இது இந்த மாதிரி இருந்ததுன்னா how I can make this progress. These are all like natural things you need to come. And that is where I started thinking about why I said about the graphene is this graphene has multiple application in food industry and food sector in the form of a sensor. Pesticides is a huge issue. அந்த பெஸ்டிசைட்ஸ்க்கு இதை யூஸ் பண்ணி சென்சர் பண்ணி குளோரோஃபைன்லாம் கொஞ்சம் வெளியில் எடுத்துட்டு பண்ணலாம். ஸோ தேர் ஆர் லாட்ஸ் ஆஃப் இனோவேஷன்ஸ் பீயிங் டன். அண்ட் சிமிலர்லி தட் ஃபுட் ஸ்டோரேஜ், எலக்ட்ரிசிட்டி இருந்தால் ப்ராப்பராக ஃபுட் ஸ்டோர் பண்ணலாம். ஃபுட் ஸ்டோரேஜஸ் கேன் பி டன். சிமிலர்லி வாட்டர் அண்ட் ஃபுட் ஆர் லிங்க்ட் டுகெதர். ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் அ வெரி பிக் இஷ்யூ. இஃப் யூ சால்வ் திஸ் பிக் இஷ்யூ, then there are quite a lot of other things we can solve, right? So when I saw populating this, all your fantastic ideas, then the UNDP, United Nations Development Program, come up with a program called Sustainable Development Goals. I presume you can see this. So first no poverty. Somebody has said poverty. Zero hunger. இதெல்லாம் வந்து globally accepted. இதெல்லாம் தான் வந்து every country has to collaborate with other people to make this happen. Okay, so we have to work in collaboration and make sure to the safety of the society. அதில் இருக்கும்போது என்னென்னலாம் பண்ணா என்னென்னலாம் challenges which we can attack அப்படிங்கறத கண்டுபிடிச்சாங்க. இப்போ கண்டுபிடிச்சது 2000 எப்போ வந்ததுன்னா இப்போதான் not far 2014. Okay, so no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, somebody has already told, quality of education, gender equality, gender equality is male female ratios. Okay, clean water and sanitation, affordable energy, decent work and economic growth. We need to have a decent well-being. Adukaprom industry innovation, so that is create the jobs no, and then reduced inequalities. Inequalities has to be reduced among the nations as well. Gender equality ngaradu vandu ungalku vandu about the gender male female ratio. Reduced equality ngaradu vandu in reduced inequality ngaradu vandu they wanted to bridge the England and others. Oh, you are able to see next slide, is it? Okay. F5, is it? How do I do that? F5 line. What I will do is probably I'm swap slide, then you cannot see. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Now we get full view.
Full view, okay. Right. If you see that, thank you, baby, for telling me. So if you see that, then you can tackle the challenges. Okay, you can clearly tackle the, so all these, if you see the full view, then you can see the industry innovation, reduced inequality, sustainable cities. So that is also being addressed. Sustainable cities is a city that have all the requirements. And then response to consumption and production, climate action. I'm surprised that people hasn't told climate action, because climate change is a huge issue. And climate change, life below water, fisheries, etc. These are all really serious problems. If you disturb the ecological system, ecology somebody has told, if you disturb the ecological system, we are in soup. Because probably that is why the COVID-19 is a good response for that. We have disturbed the ecological system. You kill everything and eat everything, then you disturb everything. So that is one. Life on land is a challenge. Peace and justice. Then partnership for goals. So these are all 17 absolutely essential criteria. How we can tackle these big challenges? All these big challenges are resistant to change, prone to fragmented responses. It cannot be solved by single organization, sector, or discipline. And why it cannot be solved? Because technology you need to have a proper policy. And if you don't have a proper policy, you need to have a proper, if you have a proper policy, you need to have proper regulation. The policy you need to have proper regulations. So I have a science, technology, education, policy, regulations, everything has to come into one sector to ignite people. So there are lots of opportunities for you, young people, to contribute. Think about this. Probably I'm happy to share these slides with you. So think about this, where I will fit in and how I can see. People have told that jobs, how I can create jobs. You can create jobs actually, to be honest. அது எப்படி நீங்க யோசிங்க, இந்த பென்சில்ல நான் கிரைண்ட் பண்ணி ஒரு மெட்டீரியல் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்றேன்னா அதே மெட்டீரியல் கேன் யூ ப்ரொடியூஸ்? ஆல் யூ நீட் இஸ் அ ப்ராப்பர் மென்டர் அண்ட் சூப்பர்வைசர் டு கைட் யூ. பண்ணலாம்ப்பா, இது ஸ்மால் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி கூட ஆரம்பிக்கலாம். ஹவ் ஐ கேன் ஸ்டார்ட் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி? யூ நீட் டு ஸ்டார்ட் ட்ரீமிங் அபவுட் இட். If you start dreaming about it, then only you will be able to achieve. I always think that we need to think big, act small. Okay, think big and act small. Those small steps will get you through the path, career path. Okay, so that is where we are saying that capacity to think across within this clear understanding of discipline, etc. Okay, so my thing is focusing on this quality, gender equality, clean water and clean energy. That's where I am getting into. Right. Another trivia now. Okay, so time for trivia time quickly. It is a bit of probably எல்லாருக்கும் உங்களுக்கு சென்னை நல்லாவே தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Okay. How many of you know what is the population of Chennai now?
Participants, type your answer in the chat box if you know.
Google பார்க்காதீங்க, டக்குன்னு அடிச்சிருங்க. Okay. I think, is it 1 hour lecture, sir?
You can take 1.5 hours, sir. It's left to you. Sir, 70.9 lakhs.
70.9 lakhs, 7 million.
Karmegha Kumar has typed 70.9 lakhs. Another Kartika Jaya, another student has typed the same 70.9 lakhs. 70.9 lakhs.
Around 75 lakhs. Okay.
Around 75 lakhs. Sivarama Krishnan, 20 you see.
So
Yes.
You're all typing 75 lakhs. So if I step one step, 75 lakhs it has increased a lot now. We are reaching crores. Okay. 1 கோடி மக்கள் இருக்காங்க சென்னையில. Okay. And do you know how this transformation is happening? This is the transformation. This is a population of Chennai. So it's about 10 million. That is about 1 crore. Okay. See, we are in 2020. So we are here. As you can see, we are here and we are hitting 10 crores. இப்ப பாத்துக்கோங்களேன், இதுக்கு முன்னாடி 2010 it is around 8.5 million. So every 10 years 1.5 million people are increased. That's quite a lot. Quite a lot. The curve is increasing. 2000ல 7 million இருந்திருக்கு. 7 million இருந்திருக்கு. Okay. And then 2010 10 வருஷத்துல 1.5, another 1.5. So the city it started say 1980ல ஒரு 4 million இருந்திருக்கிறது 40 வருஷத்துல 10 million ஆயிருக்கு. Okay. So it is a very huge change. And நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம், we are talking about access to electricity. Just it is only about I'm targeting Chennai population. So all these science, technology, education, innovation are all boiled down to population and population requirement. That is why if you see that the Chinese product சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம், Chinese product என்ன பண்ணணும்னா they are giving different products to different type of domains. சென்னை இந்தியாவுக்கு டிஃப்ரெண்ட் டைப் ஆஃப் ப்ராடக்ட் கொடுப்பாங்க, அவங்களுக்கு தனி டிஃப்ரெண்ட் டைப் ஆஃப் ப்ராடக்ட் கொடுப்பாங்க, யூரோப்பியன் மார்க்கெட்டுக்கு, யூஎஸ் மார்க்கெட்டுக்கு டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ தீஸ் திங்ஸ் ஆர் ஆல் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் த பாப்புலேஷன் ரிக்வயர்மெண்ட். Okay, and the quality of requirement as well. So these population needs, population control should be there, and also the demand, supply demand requires the what do you call the other areas need to be nurtured, like policies, poverties, corruption, etc., illiteracy. Everything depends on this kind of graphs, right? And we are talking about continuous access to electricity, continuous access to water. I don't know whether Chennai has any big water reservoirs. Most of the water is coming from outside, not from inside. So when it goes from outside, what are all the other resources can you pick up? So where are all those nice water is going? How we can innovate? So innovation is that is where the innovation comes. Innovation comes within you. This population, this much there. What are all the opportunities that are there for me to solve those big problems? How many of you thought about these challenges? Just type yes or no. When the population needs, the innovations needs to be taken care. What I can do to solve the challenge? So I see one yes. Oh, excellent. So how we can address the challenge? So how we can address the challenge is the quality of education and partnerships. Okay, and one of the good initiative which your institute is taking through MOUs and collaborations, etc. And Government of India also gave a good program, DST Inspire, Inspire programs and different programs which are there, and how best we can accommodate these different programs and catalyze this. Okay, right. Um, I wanted to go into next slide to address these population challenges. These population challenges, when the population grows, your requirement also grows. Okay, so what are all those requirements? What can transform, and what are all? I'm looking at four qualities. Four qualities for this transformation. So those four qualities are this: transformation, translation, it's education or engagement. Okay, I think I would say I should put as engagement, transformation, translation, engagement, and enterprise. Okay, so all these are important. Why I put transformation? What is this transformation means? Transformation means, like, say for example, science. I'm talking about science. We are making this graphene and graphene market as a pencil, and then I want the graphene at the time. That is a transformation. How I am going to transform that, transform into a product. That is where the translation comes. The translation is coming where the government and the policies has to give you a platform to make that transformation, to translate that into a product. That is called seed funding or cap funding. So the government or the institute will provide a very small seed funding for you to access to the labs or to make a device, or if you have an idea. Now I will tell you, I am in a Royal Academy of Engineering நான் ஒரு பேனல் மெம்பரா இருக்கேன். அந்த பேனல் மெம்பர்ல வந்து லாட் ஆஃப் ஆப்பிரிக்கன் இனோவேஷன்ஸ் வரும் நிறைய. ஆப்பிரிக்கால இருந்து நிறைய பேர் வந்து அவங்களோட லோக்கலி அவைலபிள் மெட்டீரியலை வச்சு கோல்டு ஃப்ரிட்ஜ் கண்டுபிடிச்சிருக்காங்க. அது எப்படின்னா, நம்ம வந்து ஏசி எல்லாம் இருக்கு, நம்ம ஏர் கண்டிஷன், பழைய ஏர் கண்டிஷன்லாம் இருக்கு. அந்த பழைய ஏர் கண்டிஷனை வந்து மாடிஃபை பண்ணி அதுக்கு வந்து பழைய ஃப்ரிட்ஜ்ல இருந்து கம்ப்ரஸரை எடுத்து அந்த கம்ப்ரஸரை வந்து ஏர் கண்டிஷன்லையும் அதையும் ட்வின் பண்ணி தென் தே brought a cold fridge. Okay, with recycled material. ரீசைக்கிள் மெட்டீரியல கோல்ட் ஃப்ரிட்ஜ் பண்ணி அது வந்து ஆப்பிரிக்கா பிரைஸ் வின் பண்ணிச்சது. எவ்ரி இயர் அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய அப்ளிகேஷன் வரும் எனக்கு டு அட்ஜுடிகேட். ஓகே, அதே மாதிரி வந்து இங்க நாட் ஃபார் ஃப்ரம் யூ யூனிவர்சிட்டி ஆஃப் கோட்டா, கிட்டத்தட்ட உங்க சேவியர் யூனிவர்சிட்டி மாதிரி தான் நினைக்கிறேன், யூனிவர்சிட்டி ஆஃப் கோட்டா. அங்க வந்து என்ன பண்றான்னா, ஒருத்தன் வந்து உடஞ்சி போன ஃபேனு, அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து உடஞ்சி போன ஃபேன், அதை வந்து ரிப்பேர் பண்ணி ஒரு வாட்டர் சர்க்குலேட் பண்ணி கம்ப்ரஸ் பண்ணி அதை கூலர் ஆக்கினான். இட்ஸ் a fantastic concept, making your own cooler. உடஞ்சி போன பேனை with the help of some electronics and other guidance. So that is what translation. But he was able to identify the challenge and transform, but he cannot translate into a product. For that, he needs the source from the enterprise, government support, policy support, regulation supports he needs. That is where the government comes in. And those links are missing currently in India. Even though we are saying the startup funds are there, startup funds irukkunga, neenga start பண்ணி விட்டுருவீங்க, அதுக்கப்புறம் திருப்பி we need some incubation support. And for that, the universities and education systems has to be thinking towards enterprise angle. அப்பதான் வந்து உங்களுக்கு ஜாப் மார்க்கெட், ஜாப் செக்டர்ஸ் எல்லாம் கிடைக்கும். So education, that will give you the enterprise. So all these has to be four arms to be linked in. If you don't get these four arms linked through, then the model will not sustain. So that project, now with the help of engaging with Royal Academy of Engineering, we gave some about 50 crores for that particular project. He was able to translate that into a product. And இப்போ வந்து ஒரு ஃபுட் செக்டார்ல ஒரு ரெவல்யூஷன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காரு. அதே மாதிரி இன்னொரு ஃபண்ட் பண்ணோம் நாங்க, that is nano clays வச்சு he started making water filters. That is a transformation that is funded through this academy. And then the grant we have given, அவர் வந்து அதை பிடிச்சிட்டு, I think it is called what is it, nano, his company is called nano pure Nanopure or water company on the Tanzania, he started with the locally available resources. So the reason why I am saying this is all the solutions, particularly for you, is around you. You have to look what is the locally available resources which I can use that to address those challenges. That is where the ignition lies. I will tell you another example. Think practical. The answer will be within you. Okay. So now and then I'm always keen to address the big picture. Okay. So and I'm passionate towards our own country and say enna pannalam appadinu. So I was looking at how I can use the local resources. Say for example, energy and water and food are huge challenges. I want to work on water sector. Water sector la eppadi work panna mudiyum? Like, which are all the first polluting water? So waters are plenty in India, water resources, but what are all the pollutions in India? What causes the pollutions? The pollutions na eduthunna, say for example, from top to bottom, from my head to toe, I am contaminated. All are. Every human being in the world are contaminated. Contaminated with what? Shirts, dyes, soaps, everything. All these making needs purification, purified through water. Okay, but textile industry எடுத்தீங்கன்னா, how many of you know that making of one cloth, இந்த ஒரு cloth பண்றதுக்கு people are using 145 liters of water, pure water, 145 liters of pure water. Okay, this is our clean water they are using just to make one process. அதுக்கப்புறம் டையிங் ப்ராசஸ்லயும் வந்து நீங்க வாட்டர் யூஸ் பண்ணணும், கிளீனிங் ப்ராசஸ்லயும் யூஸ் பண்ணணும். இனிஷியலி டு கிளீன் த க்ளோத் அதுக்கு 145 liters of water யூஸ் பண்றாங்க. That is quite a lot, and that is a pure water that is going into their plant. Then when the dyes are treated, every time there are tons and tons of liters of dyes are there, which is sometimes cannot be purified. அது வந்து டைரக்டா வந்து அதை வந்து என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா, நான் விசிட்டட் பெருந்துறைன்னு ஒரு இடம் இருக்கு இது பக்கத்து தமிழ்நாட்டுல. அங்க நான் போய் ஐ வென்ட் தேர் அண்ட் ஐ saw that அதை வந்து த்ரூ கெமிக்கல் கன்வர்ஷன் தே ஆர் மேக்கிங் இட் as a salt. அந்த சால்ட்டை வந்து தே ஆர் ஸ்டோரிங் இன் டன்ஸ். என்ன பண்றதுன்னு தெரியல அவங்க. டன்னு கணக்குல வச்சிருக்காங்க. அதுக்கு தனியா ஒரு ரூம் மேல கிரியேட் பண்ணி, because government restrictions have put that you cannot release that contaminated water. So they are treating the water, halfly treated water, rest they cannot treat. Some of them still not able to treat water because it's an expensive process. So then I was thinking, enna pannalam ivangalukku, we have to make a solution for them. Okay, idu vandu locally available pannalam. Then I was thinking back, நம்ம கான்செப்டை பத்தி நான் யோசிச்சுட்டு இருந்தேன். நம்ம பழைய காலத்து பாட்டி காலத்து கான்செப்ட் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா, இப்போ வந்து நம்ம வீட்டுல வந்து யாருக்காவது உங்களுக்கே தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும், நீங்களா திருநெல்வேலி தானே, வெற்றிவேர் இஸ் அ வெரி குட் ரூட். தட் ரூட்டை வந்து என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, யாருக்காவது யூ ஹாவ் டு கீப் ஹெல்த்தி டு கெட் த இம்யூனிட்டி லெவல் கோயிங், வெற்றிவேரை போட்டு தண்ணி குடிக்குவா, நல்லா இருக்கும் உடம்புக்கு அப்படிம்பாங்க. அந்த தண்ணியை நான் slowly started drinking and I stopped it. But what is that? What makes Vetriver unique? He started thinking about it. So Vetriver is a unique thing. Okay, it is grows, it absorbs the moisture, it absorbs pigments, everything from the ground. Even though it is absorbs everything, when you start putting in water, it started absorbing those organics that is coming out from the water, and then it cleans the water. That is what exactly Vetriver does. So we use this concept. It's a very simple concept. Then I started putting some photocatalyst in it, like titanium oxide and nanoparticles of silver and molybdenum, just to attach it. Okay, and attach பண்ணி அதை எக்ஸ்ட்ராக்ட், இந்த இதுல வந்து சொன்ன இந்த மாதிரி பென்சில்ல வந்து எப்படி கிராஃபின் எக்ஸ்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ண முடியுமோ அதே மாதிரி இந்த வெற்றிவேர்ல இருந்து ஒரு ஃபைபர், you can extract a fiber through some process, through spinning process. ஸ்பின் பண்ணி ஃபைபரை வெளியில எடுக்கலாம். எப்படி வந்து இந்த காட்டன்ல இருந்து நூல் எடுக்கிறாங்களோ அந்த மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். அப்படியே ஸ்பின் பண்ணி ஃபைபரா எடுக்கலாம். ஸோ ஃபைபர் எடுத்துட்ட உடனே நான் என்ன பண்ணேன், then I extracted the fiber and I put some catalyst, titanium and silver nanoparticles. Make life simple, because you have to think நம்ம பண்றது வந்து எப்படி கமர்ஷியல் ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ல யூஸ் ஆகும்னு. So I wanted to show a video. Can you see this? I think you may be able to. Very simple mechanism, very simple process. You can see the Vetriver here, and Vetriver குள்ள கொஞ்சம் catalyst எல்லாம் போட்டிருக்கோம். and you can see this is a magnetic tray. Magnetலாம் வந்து ரொம்ப ஈஸி, எல்லா வீட்லயும் மேக்னெட் இருக்கும். And then இதை magnetic tray போட்டுட்டு then we are just இது வந்து இருக்கிறது வந்து dye. It's a dye, proper dye coming out from the from an industry in India. I don't want to mention that because we are in partnership with them. So we are now இதை வந்து நான் prototype போட்டு இப்போ prototype is now available in Perundurai. You can visit actually. I can ask them whether you are able to visit or not. இல்லைன்னா next time in case I come, I will show you how this works. Very simple mechanism with locally available materials. Now we are working with another UK based company to see whether how we can commercialize, and Indiaலயும் அவங்களும் வந்து எடுத்துக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னாங்க. So this is from locally available. This can create jobs with simple concept. You will see that how the color is changing within seconds, within minutes. It's just a 1 minute video. You are already seeing the change in color here. Dark blue இருந்து பாருங்க லைட்டா மாறிடுச்சு. Almost colorless. Okay, so that is what we are after. We are after use your science, technology, and innovation to get into this science, technology, and innovation to make a product which can be used. This can be everywhere, can be used, locally resourced. Okay, you can get tons and tons. Other than the extract panni, science use panni, technology use panni, you put on. Then comes policy and regulations. Either wonder how much extract we can do. There are no more innovations are there. Okay, I will give you now before I open it for questions. Another innovation is there are more batteries than human beings these days. There are more mobiles than human beings, whether you agree or not. More mobiles than human beings. If you have more mobiles, more batteries. All are lithium-ion batteries. இப்போ வந்து electric vehicles சொல்றாங்க. அப்போ வந்து இன்னும் நிறைய batteries வரும். These batteries, where it will go? There is no recycling plant. There are more opportunities for you to come up with the new ideas how I can recycle the batteries. பேட்டரியில என்னென்னலாம் இருக்கு, லித்தியம் என்னென்ன இருக்குன்னு முதல்ல நீங்க கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். லித்தியம் இருக்கு, கோபால்ட் இருக்கு, அயன் இருக்கு, மேங்கனீஸ் இருக்கு. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் வந்து இது எர்த் அபண்டன்ட் மெட்டீரியல்ஸ். இதை நான் வந்து எக்ஸ்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணி எப்படி நான் நியூ ப்ராடக்ட் பண்ண முடியும்? அண்ட் வாட் ஆர் ஆல் த பாலிசிஸ்? நீங்களே யோசிக்கலாம். இதுக்கு வந்து இந்த பாலிசி ரெகுலேஷன்லாம் வந்து நீங்களே யூ கேன் ஸ்டார்ட் researching internet and say what policies I can make to make the waste management policies, and you can produce a nice report. And this report, if it is successful, I'm happy to see those kind of reports if you can make. And then if it is really good, I'm happy to put that in a big international journals as an article particularly. And you can say that locally this recycling of batteries is a huge challenge, and what are all the innovations needs to be done. These are all very interesting concepts. If you start looking at it, there are things available within you. We can find answers. And with this note, I think it's already 1 hour to 1 hour 45 minutes ஆச்சுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Oh, sorry, 1 hour close to 10:30 ஆரம்பிச்சோமா, அப்போ 11:30 போகுது. So I think I will with this note I will open it for floor for any questions or comments or discussions. Put it that way. Any questions?
Dear participants, you can put your question now. Either you can type your question in the chat box or you raise hand. We will unmute you and then you can have interaction with the resource person. If you take the cursor near your name, you will see more. So there, So far, we have not received any question in the chat box. Dear students, or you can unmute and speak.
Thank you, Dr. Satish. A very fantastic talk you delivered. And especially, I feel great that you touched upon sustainable development goals. And when we, hello, am I audible?
Yeah, please.
Yes, you are audible.
So when we have a keen look at our curriculum, including all the courses and extension activities that we are doing by the name student training and action for neighborhood development, and all these things we give awareness and training to the students, and almost all the 17 sustainable development goals are touched upon. I was thinking whether our students can be, a little bit more motivated as far as this sustainable development goals are concerned. And you have touched upon those points. I feel really glad about that. And yeah, students, please, you can raise any question regarding, our extension activities, that in whatever area you are working. I hope if you are a second year UG student or a first year PG student, you must be going to stand, and you can explore things with the help of Dr. Satish. He is very much interested in outreach programs for social goodness.
I wanted to show, I think since I have a few more minutes, let me go to Zoom. I don't know whether am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm seeing only myself. Yeah, it's here. Sorry. Yeah. Right. I wanted to share one more quick presentation. I think this will be really interesting. The reason why I say it is really interesting is so this is with my collaborator I was doing with Moyawa Winala. This is from Africa again. This is a sustainable house they are doing, and plastic is one of the killer for the economy. And see what they are doing. They are building houses and renewable energy. It is a sustainable house with the Coke bottles or plastic bottles, PET bottles. இதெல்லாம் வந்து எல்லாமே வந்து PET bottles. பெட் பாட்டில்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டு மேல சோலார் செல் பண்ணிட்டு ஈவன் த எனர்ஜி இஸ் சப்ளைங் டு த வாட்டர் பம்பிங் எல்லாமே த்ரூ பெட் பாட்டில்ஸ். ஐ டெல் யூ ஹவ் இட் இஸ் நைஸ் இனோவேஷன். சி திஸ் பெட் பாட்டில் போட்டுட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் உள்ள வந்து தே புட் த சிமெண்ட்ஸ் and then PET bottle, these bottle PET bottles has holes as well. So this will be they understand when it is heated up, for the what are all the thing different expansion, linear expansion is happening, where all the stress pop எந்த இடத்துலலாம் வந்து ஹீட் ஆகும்போது பிளாஸ்டிக் எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் ஆகும், ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் எங்க கொடுக்குது, எல்லாத்தையும் படிச்சு through techniques, then also through the awareness program which we ran through the African partners, and then proper modeling ஒரு casing பண்ணிட்டு இங்க வந்து if you can see this, all the tubes which we connected for heat exchangers அதெல்லாம் பண்ணி, then we are able to connect the plastic bottles together, and very simple techniques with small tubes with anabond glue பண்ணிட்டு, then we connected the solar cells பின்னாடி, because solar cell will produce heat, and the heat extract பண்ணி அதை வந்து இதுல connect பண்ணி அதை வந்து hot water அவங்களே produce பண்ண வச்சோம். It's a fantastic innovative project. And that project goes directly into the sink, the water. So you can get hot water for bathing, and even hot water for drinking purpose. So you can purify. This is a purified water as well for domestic use. And different level of sand filtration. This is just a small innovation with locally available resources. And these PET bottles now has created a local jobs, because we are trying to get the bottles getting from all the people who are using this. அதை வச்சு வீடு construct பண்ணி it's one of the fantastic low cost sustainable housing. You can see that. So you can think, innovate. That's what I said. The innovation comes within you. You don't need somebody to ask you about the innovation. And this is one of the very successful project which we put, which is funded by Global Challenges Research Fund. And I will also show, I think I'll stop the share. இதை வந்து என்ன பண்ணோம், இவங்க வந்து என்ன கேட்டாங்க, சார் வீடு மட்டும் கொடுத்துட்டீங்க, இதே ஹீட்டை வச்சு நீங்க வந்து குக் பண்ண முடியுமா அப்படின்னு கேட்டாங்க. Can we have cooking? And see how they make. இதெல்லாம் வந்து ரியல் டைம் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் நாங்கள் இப்போ எடுத்தது. நார்மல் பெட் பாட்டில்ஸ் local people is making this. So you are passing the energy and the employment, and this is a sustainable home. So they make this. I will show you another video as well. There are science involved in this. So they are using the same thing to boil egg. So we are solving food problem. So இதை வந்து அப்புறம் then we started making it into a concentric solar cells. இதுல வந்து பண்ணிட்டு you can store here any cold things. Okay, so through the heat exchangers we made a heat exchanger through this, through different so black is the absorber of heat. அதை வந்து water கொண்டு வந்து அதை cool பண்ணி system, then you can store food on different conditions. இதெல்லாம் வந்து local economy வச்சே பண்ணது. So this is one of the fantastic projects. So if you think locally, you can make quite a lot of improvements. Okay, and இதெல்லாம் பண்ணதெல்லாம் through the local resources, nothing new we did. Okay, so that is why I said it should be like a socially oriented research. I mean it, socially oriented research that has direct benefit to society. That is, those things only can create employment and education as well. How do you do all these? By educating. Education. This really very important education. The physics you learn, the chemistry you learn, the engineering you learn, everything will put into practice here. And those things required. Just chuma idea mattum irundha pathadu, but idea has to be executed through logical, methodological fashions. That is why you need to start dreaming about bigger things. So if you start dreaming about bigger things, then only you can equip yourself to achieve those bigger things. With this, I will stop.
Dear students and dear professors, you can come up with your queries. If students raise hand, I will unmute you, and you can speak to the resource person.
Dr. Satish, you have shown the sustainable houses built in Africa. So they have used PET bottles as building blocks, and I'm just wondering whether those PET bottles are filled PET bottles or empty PET bottles.
Yeah, completely empty, because those PET bottles will be like used for heat exchangers. வாட்டர் உள்ள போட்டுட்டு ரீசைக்கிள் பண்ணிட்டு ரீயூஸ் பண்ணி சில வாட்டர்லாம் வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணது பண்ணி குளிச்சுட்டு அந்த வாட்டர்லாம் வந்து வேஸ்டா தண்ணிக்குள்ள போகுது, திருப்பியும் கிரவுண்டுக்கு போகுது. தட் வாட்டர் we can reuse it through the PET bottles to use that for cooling homes. So PET bottles உள்ள போயிட்டு அது வந்து it get compressed, and this compression will reduce the heat.
Okay.
Through thermodynamic calculation.
Are they that much hard as stones? Because the building has to stand, right?
Side la cement இருக்கு, பாத்தீங்கன்னா தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும்.
Okay.
We are not using stones. Clay இது இல்ல, கல்லு யூஸ் பண்றது இல்ல, செங்கல் யூஸ் பண்றது இல்ல.
Okay, is it like hollow blocks?
Hollow blocks வந்து PET bottles replace பண்ணுது.
Okay.
You still use the cement.
Okay.
Will it be as strong as the building constructed out of bricks?
இது வரைக்கும் ஸ்ட்ராங்கா இருக்கு. It is still strong because cement is the main constitutions, so it is still strong. And then we haven't still received any இது வந்து பண்ணி 1.5 வருஷம் ஆச்சு, இது வரைக்கும் எதுவும் கம்ப்ளைண்ட் வந்த மாதிரி இன்னும் எனக்கு தெரியல. And it is working.
What about constructing different floors? Will it be possible?
Floors நாங்க இன்னும் ட்ரை பண்ணல. நாங்க வந்து இண்டிவிஜுவல் ஹவுசஸ் தான் பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தோம். So இவங்களுக்குலாம் வந்து we wanted to give houses to homeless people.
Oh, right.
Oh, I see. That's great.
Sorry?
That's great. In fact,
it's a great thing because with easily available commodities, we are able to construct the building.
Yeah. So the idea is like how, because I don't want to build the house for them. They have to build the house for themselves. So அந்த ஐடியா தான் all the people are homeless people. அவங்க கிட்ட என்ன சொன்னோம், நீங்க அந்த பெட் பாட்டில் நீ இப்போ எடுத்துட்டு வாங்க, நீங்க தான் பண்ண போறீங்க, உங்க வீடை கட்ட போறீங்க, நாங்க கட்ட போறது இல்ல, நாங்க கட்டி கொடுக்க போறோம். You build your own house, but நாங்க வந்து டெக்னாலஜி கொடுத்து உங்களுக்கு சப்போர்ட் பண்றோம்.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's the real, taking real sense of taking the knowledge, fruits of knowledge to the society.
So அதுக்கு வந்து நாங்க we had an engineer, local engineer, because local engineer support கொஞ்சம் தேவைப்படும் உங்களுக்கு, because the bottle எல்லாம் வந்து connected through pipes and then you need to do pipe cuttings as well. So அதெல்லாம் வந்து பண்ணாங்க அவங்க. Okay, so but the majority of the house they have built it. இப்போ வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா வந்து இந்த பேனல்ஸ்லாம் மேல சோலார் பேனல்ஸ்லாம் இருக்கு, அதுக்கெல்லாம் வந்து கட்டெல்லாம் கொண்டு வந்து அவங்களே தான் பண்ணாங்க. Nobody is like we did not spend any money on any other people. It is all locally resourced. They did this. That is why it's not cuttings. Cutla பாத்தீங்கன்னா professional இருக்காது. So but we did some compression using our சில மெட்டீரியல்லாம் வந்து கம்ப்ரஸ் பண்ணி நாங்க எடுத்துட்டு போனோம் எங்களோட லேப்ல இருந்து.
Okay. That's great.
So the work you have explained is an eye opener for all of us, sir. This is the first time all of us are seeing this type of construction. In fact, as Dr. Baby was explaining to you, we have a program. We are running a program called Student Training and Action for Neighborhood Development. It's outreach program. Our students will visit villages in and around Tirunelveli, of villages lying within 25 kilometers of the radius. So there we are carrying out quite number of activities, but this type of activities also we can think of in future when we, of course, after COVID-19. Now at present we cannot visit those villages, but after COVID-19, some of the ideas which you have explained to us can be translated into action. It's a good thing.
There are quite a lot of things, 3 areas which I said. One is on batteries recycling, அது பண்ணலாம். அடுத்தது வந்து in the veterinary there are numerous things which we need to see how we can extract nanofibers from there and then innovate in clean drinking water. Water is a huge challenge. இப்போ வந்து இந்தியன் கவர்மெண்டே வந்து கிளீன் கங்கான்னு ஒன்று ப்ரோக்ராம் கொண்டு வந்திருக்காங்க.
Right.
Clean Ganga it's like Ganges is one of the biggest river in the world. அதுல வந்து there are lots of pollutions are happening. How we can clean Ganga and locally அதுலயே வந்து பாலிசி வரும், சஸ்டைனபிலிட்டி வரும், அதுலயே வந்து உங்களுக்கு வந்து டெக்னாலஜி வரும். So I am still in discussion with Clean Ganga team to see whether how we can use these kind of projects, and if there is any opportunity that your children can think of innovations, then we can see what we can do.
Yes, we are in the process of, it is already there in the STAND program, but still we have to expand this. We are going to have an innovation and incubation center for all the students of all the departments. So soon we will, come up with ideas, and soon we will try to collaborate with you to do something fruitful for our village people. Definitely.
Sure.
It is already there. We have St. Xavier's Center for Innovation, St. Xavier's College Innovation and Incubation Center, but it is in a small level. Only the extension activities are carried out there. Soon we will come up with ideas, and definitely our students will try to collaborate with you.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Dear students, do you want to ask any question?
Somebody asked that the water bottle melt. So no, it won't melt because we have already have the heat exchanger out. Pathingana, he was wrapping up with aluminum foil, and then aluminum foil மேல வந்து நாங்க ஒரு cushion ஒன்று கொடுப்போம். That இது அந்த என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க, fiber. Okay, that fiber will go on top of that, so that அந்த heat insulation இருக்கும் அந்த இடத்துல. So அதனால மெல்ட் ஆகாது. We have a heat exchanger, not insulation. Exchanger நடந்துட்டு இருக்கும், அதனால மெல்ட் ஆகாது. So somebody asked me a question, does the water bottle melt?
Dear professors and my dear students, on behalf of you all, I would like to thank Dr. Satish Krishnamurti from the depth of my heart for having spent time with us over Zoom portal from 2:30 p.m. onwards till now. Now it is 4:05 p.m. For about 1.5 hours, he is spending his precious time with us. From your talk, we have learned a lot, Professor Satish Krishnamurti, and our students are inspired, and they will also learn a lot like you, and they will also in future extend their ideas to the future generations of St. Xavier's College of Kolangotai. Thank you, Dr. Satish Krishnamurti. Thank you, one and all my dear students. I thank you also for staying with us till now and listening to Dr. Satish Krishnamurti's lecture. Dr. Baby, would you like to share?
Thank you, Satish. It's been a wonderful time we had with you, and really a massive number of students were there listening to you. Thanks a lot. Definitely, our collaboration will be strengthened after this program. I wish you all the best in all your endeavors, and I wish you a safe stay there in UK, and I wish your family also a safe stay in UK. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your invitation, and let's keep in touch, and please stay safe. That's more important, and we can always innovate when everybody is safe. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, dear students. Thank you, one and all.